All right, ladies, I'm sorry to miss you for coffee and crafting in December, but we've got some cards if you want to make them. I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial since I won't be there. The first card is Snowy Delights, and it's a blue version, so I think it's Summer Splash actually. You can tell I'm resisting the winter, but you can see that there are some snowflakes stamped in the background, so that's blue on blue. And then there is a vellum piece that is I already die cut out for you. So you'll just use the die to die cut out the white snowflake. I already die cut out this banner, so you can then just pick one of these three sayings to stamp in blue, and then you'll just pop it up with a dimensional. The only other thing is you can add some gems. I do have some in there, or if you want to go look at my rotating rack for gems, you can as well. Now this one's my favorite. This one is a very similar technique than we did a couple months ago using the sunflower embossing folder. So for this one, it's called the traditional wreath, and you'll position it so the wreath is sort of hanging off, and that is a white piece of paper. And then after you get it embossed, then you're going to use the markers to color in the deboss side, so the side that goes in. And those are the colors of blends that I use. And it's just coloring really like a kindergartner. Don't worry about what it looks like. You don't need to color it completely or it's gonna look terrible. And I'm gonna post a picture of what it looked like when I colored. But anyhow, after you've colored in the leaves and the berries, then you're gonna take a Memento black ink pad and you are just going to open it up and rub it across the paper. And because the leaves are debossed going down, the black ink won't get into the leaf. So it's a really fun technique. I've got some gold twine. You can see lots there. Try and finish up one roll before you move on to the next one. And then the sentiments are really fun. This is a pack that comes and you can pick and choose. There are lots of different sentiments, not just the ones you see on top. I did throw some random other Christmas ones in there, down there, but they're all gold and they are adhesive. So if you want to just peel off the backing, you can stick it down. However, I use dimensionals to pop mine up and then also hold that gold twine down. So anyhow, that's a fun one. This one, you are going to emboss the white piece of paper first, emboss that first, and then you'll take the joy and you'll run it over the white piece. And I have painter's tape on there, so don't take off the painter's tape because then you won't have to worry about the letters moving around on you. So you'll run that through and you'll cut out the word joy, and then you have three colors of this really fun paper, a green, a red, and a tan, and you'll just glue those behind and then layer it on top of the red base. And then to add, you should have a little strip of white to stamp to the world. And this is just like a random stamp that fell off the block here. That is a paper pumpkin stamp from a long time ago. So I just found something that would go with joy. So you can stamp that there. There's no stamp case for that. And then this ribbon is so beautiful. It's like a green and a gold, and you can go either side with it. And then these druzy gems are to die for. So I just thought that was just like a really elegant card. Now this one is called A Child is Born, and I am using the new branching out dies, which I can't remember if I die cut them out for you or not. I think I did. But I decided not to do this in white because I thought it might look better in vanilla. So my sample is in white, but yours is gonna be in vanilla. And don't think I forgot about you. But I just stamped it in the early espresso ink, and then I just use various shades of brown to just sort of add a little shading around everything. Now the manger is on a scrap piece of paper, and then I use scissors to fussy cut that out and then pop it up. So the manger is popped up, layered on top of that. And then this ribbon, isn't that fun? I love this ribbon, and I was struggling with trying to figure out the best way to use it, but I thought it sort of looked like hay. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put that in the background and it sort of looks like hay. The stars are gold heat embossed. So you will do that over there at my heat embossing station. And then I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So for Unto Us a Child is Born, I also stamped an early espresso, but there are also many other sentiments that you can use. And then lastly, this is a card using the Christmas Words Collage 3D embossing folder. And it's a hybrid, which means you can actually cut and emboss all in one run through. But that's a little complicated, especially when I'm not here. So you'll just use the embossing folder only, okay? And you'll do that on your red piece of paper. And that is the two-tone cardstock, which we've used before, that has a white core. So after you're done embossing it, if you run the sanding block over top of it, it will make the white sort of pop out of the words. Okay, and then you got a strip of paper right here. You might have a different pattern than the one that I'm using. We've got some Granny Apple Green ribbon, some Granny Apple Green dots you can add to it. And then for the sentiment, I popped it up with dimensionals, but I already did these for you. So you really don't even have to do any stamping on this card. But these are the white cardstock, and then I just put some red ink inside the embossing folder when I cut it out. So there are many different sayings. Hopefully everybody can find one that they like. If not, feel free to pulse a different sentiment from those over there. But it's probably, I don't know, if you want to get really creative, you could probably try and cut out your own words. But a hybrid is just a little bit more confusing. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy these 5 holiday cards, and I will be back next month, so January, for Coffee and Crafting. So can't wait to see you all then. Bye.